Hi, Sean, the Fluency Awesomeizer. Here's another quick video where I'm going to help you decode some big words. I've got 3 words to look at today. Let's get started. I'm going to show you a word right now. I want you to read it right out loud to whoever you're sitting there with. Ready? What's this word? How about this word? Or this word? Boy, these words are really similar. They can be easily confused. The top word is this disguised. In the middle is disgusted, and down below is disgust. Right? Let's take a close look and compare these words. I have a feeling you may have thought or even read one of them, disgusted or disgust, when you went to read the top word. First, we're going to start by comparing disguised with disgusted. They both start and end the same way. All right, so let's look at the middle. There's a G followed by an S plus a U in between. So disguised, you could look at disguised and say disgust or disgusted. All right, see the word gust there in the middle, but there's an I. That U in disguised is silent. We're going to look at that in just a moment, but it's the I sound you hear in disguised. So the middle syllable of disguise is actually guys, and down below in disgusted it's Gus, but there's also a T in disgusted. So if you're reading a big word like disguised up top, it's very common to add a T where there is no T. So if indeed you thought or read disgusted when you went to read the word disguise, you added a T, and that's something your brain can do, especially because T is such a skinny letter to begin with. All right, so get a good look at that T. Up top is not disgusted, it's disguised. All right, we're gonna look at the roots of these to help you understand this better. The root word, of disguised is the word guys. And if you can believe it, that is a word, guys. You don't use it very often. Actually, I'm sure you don't use it at all. I don't use it. I can't think of any time I've used the word guys. And it's because it's a French word. It has a silent U because it comes from another language. You hear the sound guys, that it's the I sound you make there. So look at that. And guys means your appearance. And you can also think of it as how you appear to others. So here I am looking at myself in the mirror. I'm looking at my guys, how I appear to others. And you might be like me. Before you leave the house, you look in the mirror and make sure your hair's, the way you like it, and you don't have food in your teeth you don't want that to happen, right? And your glasses are straight if you wear glasses like I do, and your shirt's not on backwards, and on I could go. But that's your guys, how you appear to others. That's the root of disguise. And guys also sounds like this word, guys. Hey guys, what's going on, guys? That guys also has a silent U. So look at both words, guys, here. All right, back to this root, guys, which you and I don't use. What we use is disguise. Dis is a prefix that pretty much turns a word into the opposite of the word. So think of disguise as not your appearance or not how you appear to others. Here's the word guys. That's me. That's my guys, how I appear to others. Here's disguise. I like that. I've got a disguise. So disguise literally means the opposite of how you appear to others, but we know it as hiding your appearance, right? Putting on a costume or a mask or something. So from disguise, we're going to add a D to make the past tense verb disguised. I've disguised myself here, but it's also an adjective. You can describe someone or yourself as being disguised. That's the root word of disguised. The root of disgusted is an old Latin, the ancient language Latin, gustare. And gustare means to taste in Latin. Yeah, to taste food. So from gustare, you put the prefix dis, which we just talked about, turning it into the opposite. Think of it as to taste bad. Literally to taste bad. Food doesn't taste good, right? surely you've had some food or a drink that doesn't taste good. And that's where we get the word disgust in English, all right? And it means a feeling of strong disapproval. So we're going to take disgusted and we're going to add an ed to make the past tense verb disgusted, which is also an adjective. Now, a quick look at the syllables. In red is the stressed syllable, disguised. I've hidden the U there to remind you that it has a silent U. GU is the spelling, but you don't hear the U, you hear the I sound. Disguised, 2-syllable word. Down below, disgusted, disgusted. That's a tricky word to spell because a lot of, especially young people, a lot of people pronounce disgusted with a K sound, so it's a G. All right, now let's compare disguised with disgust, speaking of a K sound. We already talked about disguise, but both of these start and end the same as before. Disguise has a GUS, where disgust has a CUS in the middle. That's easily confused, or you can mix that up, no problem. So up top, disgust, you can see how that might be disgust. But again, there's that I. So the middle syllable, guys, up top. Down below is cuss, discuss. And look at the D at the end. This is another reason these words can be confused. When you add an ED to a word, that ED can have 3 different sounds. If you haven't learned this already, there are 3 different sounds. Disguised, the D, you just hear a D, all right? No problem. But disgust, you hear a D, a T. That D makes a T sound in disgust. So that's the spelling tip here, is it's not a T, it's a D, disgust. And you'll remember that if you think about, well, there's the word disgust we were talking about before. That D, adding an ED on to the end of a word is very confusing. All right, so it's something to think about. D can sound like a T, and it'll help to look at the root of disgust, which is discuss. It's an old Latin word, just like before. This Latin word means to smash apart, if you can believe it. Latin's been around for a very long time. It's one of probably the first language as far as history is concerned. And so it means to smash apart. So think about the Hulk. Discuss, the Hulk doesn't like to discuss anything. He just smashes things, right? So we use the word discuss in English to mean to talk about something, all right? And if you think about it, talking about a topic, it's almost like you literally break that topic apart by talking about it, all right? So that's an interesting history about the word discuss, all right? We don't use it to smash anymore, but we take a topic and we break it apart and take the verb discuss and we add an ED to make the past tense verb discussed. All right, a quick look at the syllables. Both are 2-syllable words. Disguised, like we went over already. Down below, disgust. It is an ED ending, it's not a T. So that D makes a T sound, disgust. All right, I'm gonna set all 3 of these words aside and wrap up here. Read this out loud. Hit pause if you need time. Read this out loud. All right, that's going to do it for today. Subscribe to my YouTube channel where you can find more videos just like this. I post them every school day to help young readers in grades 2 through 6 and beyond decode big words and also help you with your spelling. Mom or dad can follow me at the Fluency Awesomeizer, where I post and have in my photos over 200 examples of decoding exercises just like these. Hope to see you soon here at the Fluency Awesomeizer. Bye.